All right, in this video, it's going to be a different one. If I was a good YouTuber, I would take this incident right here, the Caitlin Clark getting bumped by the Shield, and make a whole video out of it and say what is going on and oh, the humanity, how they're treating Caitlin rough. And I would do one maybe, is there a schism with the Chicago Sky because Angel Reese was begging for the ball and got a 3-second one? And maybe was Caitlin Clark teasing Cardoso on that one when she was pointing at the score? And yes, was this a cheap shot? And you can go on and on about it, but that's not what I'm going to do in this video. I've actually gone through the video and broken it down. I'm going to take a basketball look at this game as I think it's interesting. One, I want to look at why the Fever are going so well, and then two, I want to look at some of the problems the Sky are having. So, a few of you might like this. If you enjoy the video, then please give it a like and subscribe to the channel. If you don't, leave your comments below, but we are going to go through this and take a look. So, the first thing is making shot causes pressure, and it just builds in this game because the Indiana Fever could not miss. They were over 40% from three. So Mitchell got off, and just from there, you can just see how that was a two-pointer. But still, this just drives the pressure right here. It makes the defense have to overplay just the threat, and that's what makes Indiana so deadly, is because Kelsey Mitchell is such a good shooter. And then as well, the reputation of Caitlin Clark, like Mitchell's actually shooting better right now, but when you make ridiculous shots like that with Caitlin Clark and you have two shot makers like that, it puts defenses in all sorts and they just can't do anything. And then it leads to that sort of pressure where you foul on the 3-point line and then their forwards are hitting 3-pointers. And yes, I could clip this up and say that wasn't a foul. You were trying to get one there, Caitlin. Lexi Hall's hitting threes, and because of this, it causes pressure and gravity, and then you get the backdoors. And this was a problem for Chicago the whole entire game. Backdoor, nice one. They pass out anyway. I think she misses this one, but they got so many backdoors. Again, another one to Kelsey Mitchell lays it up. And again, here we go, another backdoor because they're overplaying them so much. Again, one more time, another backdoor. I think that one's on Allen. Right here, slip the screen. Now, I don't know why Smith passed out on that one, but she did. Lexi Hull goes backdoor. She doesn't finish. And it's just that right there. That's Clark yelling at Smith, hey, why didn't you take that shot? Just take it, lay it in. Don't give up the open shot. The other thing is Clark is adjusted to the pressure as well. So remember how they're 50 feet of pressure on her? Now she just blows by them. This happened twice in the game. So that was once. That was, and then again. So I think that's Michaela Onion Weirday, I think it is. And then that one I think was on Allen. Now, Cheryl Reeve talked, not Cheryl Miller. Cheryl Reeve talked about the thing that separates Caitlin Clark that makes her so special. And she's like, the logo threes are nice, but it's all about the pace and how she pushes the ball. And if you can do that, that allows you to get away with so much and be so much more effective. And she is so right. And that is so demonstrated during the game versus the Sky. So the pace of play just makes people make mistakes. So right here, Clark pushes it, and Cardoso is the one that makes a mistake. Cardoso is so worried about Boston. Reese does the right thing, goes out on Lexi Hull to cover the 3-point shooter, and easy layup right there. Take a look. So boom, right there. That was on Cardoso. This time, that post up was on Angel Reese, who got late back, and Reese owns it. Yeah, that was my fault. I got back late, and then she has the transition three. It just puts them in all sorts. Once again, pressure up there. Fag Binlay with the easy left. She traveled on that. But anyway, she just passes Cardoso. Fag Binlay, very underrated. She really helps them. And then one more right there. She's just killing them in transition. Once again, we go right there. They just beat them down court, if you look. So right there, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And they're still coming back into it. What do we have here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They just beat them down court. Easy layup. Not easy layup, but transition shot that's uncontested. Once again, same thing here. And it just sets her up for a nice easy shot. She can just do that because she has the mismatch on Cordoso. She just takes her up this time to Melissa Smith. Yeah, this is to Fag Binlay. Fag Binlay can't make shots, but man, she's so good on defense. Fag Binlay leads the fast break this time, which is ridiculous good. That gives a one to Kelsey. Now, the bigs, Aaliyah Boston. Aaliyah Boston misses a few bunnies right here, but she gets in right here and drives hard and gets the foul. And then one more time. She's missing those little bunnies I find, but their bigs are good. They've got Boston. Nalissa Smith is playing well now, and same thing. So Nalissa Smith had a good game against them. She posts up Reese, and right in there, that was a foul. And she just gives that threat, and it's all because of the space created, because they get space to work, and they create. So she missed the bunny as well. But in Demarius Dantes as well, they create space because they're able to shoot outside. I think she missed. She makes this one. I think she misses this, but it's just the willingness to take those shots opens up the court because they have to guard all of the court. And then Timmy Fagbinlay, again, she knows what she does. She plays defense. She gave Reese all sorts of trouble. She can't make shots. Like she's not great on offense. Like right here, Reese is like, "Oh, you got to take that." So she's not an offensive threat, but what she is just on defense. She can move and she gives them trouble. She drew the foul there. I think it was a one offensive one right here. But this is where she makes her money right there. Get the block, starts the transition right there, gets hands in, a fast break there. They blow this one. I had to cut it. And see how she stays on Reese and comes back. I think they called a foul on her right there. Now here's the one. Look how they do the pick and roll. She stays in the pick and roll, gets the block out, and then she hustles down. The problem with the Sky are their bigs. First of all, if you take a look at this, this is the shot chart for Angel Reese. In the 9 games thus far, she has only made 5 outside shots since the Olympics. That's all she's made outside of the key, and that's just not good enough. And if you have her doing that, and then this is Cardoso right here. Cardoso's only made 3 shots outside the key since they've returned from the Olympic breaks. And again, it just causes all sorts of crowding because nobody can get space. So that's just not enough space for these, for the rest of the team. And then Reese, again, I don't hate Angel Reese. People say, "Oh, yeah, you're hating on Angel Reese." I don't, but she's just limited right now. So right there, they're just the report is out. So Nafisa Smith, Nalissa Smith, sorry, and then Fag Benlay gave her a lot of trouble with her length. So right there, she just couldn't get her shot off. And then same one right there, can't make it. Like in this game, she keeps on taking. I want her to take those shots. I think she might make this one. There we go. That's one of the few outside shots she makes. She gets a post up there, but this just really hurts them because they don't get any space. And then because of that, it's just all packed in. I think that was where the foul was called, so that didn't count. But because she can't make it outside, it just makes life really hard. Like she's trying to post up in there, but they're just clogging it. This is where she got pissed off because they didn't get her the ball. It's like, give me the ball. And I agree with that. But overall, look how crowded it is in there. Look how crowded they're just. Fag Binley is just sagging. And then Cardoso has the same problem because there's just no space because neither one of them. So right there, Lexi Hole's just splitting in there, keeping the space over. Again, look at they're all there just sagging. So Smith is on the enter right there, and Lexi Hole causes the travel. Once again, Boston fronts her. I think Cardoso, out of the two, Cardoso has the biggest threat because she can do pick and roll. It's not coming off right now, but that's going to be her hope right there. They can throw it high and she can cause trouble. And I think that's where they're going to be an offensive threat. One again, they don't finish it here, I don't think. Yeah, she did finish it there, but that's where I see the future for Cardoso. High pick and roll, and then attacking the basket, and then they just run all these picks right there, but they just can't get space. So again, this is the pick and roll, and it's just all clogged in there. So Cardoso can pass as well. That's the other thing. I'm really big on Cardoso. I didn't realize how good of a passer she is. She gets right there and she's able to throw it out. That's a good cross court pass. And then once again, boom, straight out. They just need somebody to bury that. She buries it on that one. And once again, Cardoso. I wish he could bury that shot right there. I wish that just should be an automatic shot. Once again, she just throws it out so easy. So I'm really bullish on Cardoso being the main post player, but I just don't know if you can play Cardoso and Reese together because neither one of them can stretch the defense. So just look at all. It's just there's no space. And with this, they just stay. If you look at that one back there, which I was showing there, is like it's figured out. What the teams are doing is they're just not helping off them. So look at this. So when you look at this one right here, with Fag Binlay. Look at Fag Binlay down here. So she's guarding Reese. As the ball comes in, Fag Binlay does not leave to help. She's like, no, I'm not going to do that because I'll just give up a layup to Reese on the rebound. Same thing here. She drives through, and Dantas doesn't leave Cardoso. They sort of figured it out. Stay with them and have a body on them all time. Do not help out and take your chances. Now, Kennedy Carter would have punished them, no doubt, and they got hurt by Kennedy wasn't there. But long term, like I said, I'm just worried about Cardoso and Reese and how they're going to play together. They just need a big that can shoot. Like Alana Smith, who got away to Minnesota, would have been perfect on this team. Reese, it's funny enough, she would have been, who she would play well with. I just don't think you can have two bigs that can't shoot. Reese would have been perfect for the Las Vegas Aces because they have Asia Wilson. I just think you need one big that can shoot. That's what makes Minnesota so deadly. I mean, they both have Nafisa Collier and Alana Smith. Seattle, they've got a big that shoot. NECA Gumake can shoot, and Izzy Magnabor. Same thing, obviously New York, because Stewie can shoot from outside, and Jones can shoot. Asia Wilson can shoot. I think that's the one problem with the Aces. They don't have a really good four, and that might wind up punishing them. The one, the one similarity, I guess you could say, is the Sun have a, like they struggle with shooting. Ironically, Mabry's going to the Sun now because of that trade, but that would be the one team. But even Alyssa Thomas can't really shoot with range from outside, but she controls the ball. Versus with this setup on Cardoso and Reese, neither Reese doesn't really handle the ball all that much, so she's not like a point forward. So essentially, they have two people on the paint that are just getting crowded inside. I just don't see how that's going to work. Now, the other one that's sort of similar to Chicago is Dallas, as McCowan can't really shoot from outside either, and it gets a bit stuffed. Now they got the upset over Minnesota the other night, and funny enough, Alana Smith went out of the game very early with a twisted ankle. I think that really, I mean, Reeves wasn't impressed with the way that they played defense, and just didn't think they were physical enough in that game. But when Smith went out, that was just that hurt them really, really bad. Funny enough, Dallas might have the solution to Chicago's problem because it'll be interesting to see if Sabali, if you look there, Satay Sabali, Satu Sabali is a unrestricted free agent. The $1 million question is, will will the Dallas Wings will they wind up coring Satu Sabali or not? But she's 6'4". She's exactly what Chicago needs. And you would think Dallas would core her, but the one thing about Satu Sabli is she has been injured a heck of a lot. Like I did this in the last video. She has not played a lot of games. Um, like she's only had one injury-free year, which was last year. And I'm wondering if I assume they have to core because you just don't find 6'4" players like her. She's currently playing small forward, but you'd have her move over, and that's exactly what Chicago needs if they get a chance to land Satu Sabli. Now, lastly, I'll finish off with Indiana, and right now they are sitting number 6, so they have a tied Phoenix, and they have a chance to move up even further. Because looking at them now with their bigs the way they're playing, I think they can compete with the Aces and the Storm. And if we take a look at their schedules, so I've got their schedules down here. Um, so right now the Fever in the next three games, the Fever have Washington, the Wings. Sorry, the Fever have the Mystics. No, that's not right. What is going up here? Sorry, it's from the bottom up. I apologize. So if you look at the bottom, they've got the Wings, the Sparks, and the Lynx. So those three games, the Lynx a pretty tough game. Depends if Alana Smith is off, and the Wings because Dallas is playing better. That'll be a fun game to watch. I'm curious to see how they play Dallas. Um, and then if you look at the Mercury have the Aces, which is a tough game, the Dream a tough game, and the Mystics, and then the Storm. And then Vegas has the Mercury, Sky, Sun, Liberty. So those are none easy. And then I can't wait to watch the Fever go at it with the Aces. I think those should be two really good and telling games just to see where they sit because the Aces are that elite team on their, from their previous history, but they are struggling a bit. I really think they're hurt by not having a real quality four and no depth is finally catching up with them. Just depends on how superstar, if Jackie Young can get it back and if Gray can really turn it on and is four enough essentially that's the question. Are four superstars enough and will they play like superstars? Will Asia Wilson have somebody that comes along with them? And then the other one, look at Seattle Storm. They could drop. So they've got two games versus the Sun, and then they've got the Liberty, the Storm, and then the Mercury. Their schedule is tough, and these are all away games as well. They didn't really take advantage. That loss to Washington at home was bad. That was a really tough loss. These are three tough road games. So literally in three games, they could fall out of the fifth and go six if Indiana wins the next three, obviously. So it'll be interesting to see. I can't wait to watch it play out. The Yeah, Indiana is just looking better and better. Yeah, I want to see what they do with the Aces, though. I don't know how far they can go in the playoffs because the playoffs, well, they've got all the parts, but it'll be fun to watch. Anyway, I hope that gives you a good preview before the games tomorrow. Just something I saw on the Chicago and Indiana that I wanted to point out. Have a good night. Enjoy all the games on Sunday. All right, have a great night. Good night.